This call is made and is between Demekion Garlington and one of the people who were in the car with Mr. Nichols, whom we believe to be Mr. Boyer, talking about having rolled back through the scene. The police were on the scene of the Shamel Drinks murder at.
I didn't hear all that.
You didn't hear it on the call, or you didn't hear what Ms. Love was saying?
I didn't hear it on the call.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
either.
Okay, this is them having, when they said we just rolled back through the scene. I'll play that again. It was at least that's what this team.
And this
heard,
is
but
supposed to take place at like 2 a.m.
yes.
Who uses this
Alright.
term scene?
What pinpoint to me where in this conversation, at what second is that supposed to be getting said? Do you know?
No, it's a minute long call, so it's about midway, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yo. All right, man. There was all kinds of shit going on. I just jump in the other car, bro. Y'all niggas don't be getting dropped off and then got no motherfucking ride to go back home too. That don't make sense. Yeah, yeah. The fuck you getting dropped off for a nigga ride with a nigga who wrote you? Yeah. That's stupid as fuck. And you need to be on the gun here, shot. What's on with you? We right here down here. Yeah, well. Right past trying to see.
Okay, so it's right there.
The
It's
city.
31 seconds.
City.
And the phone records, when he said right here, riding past the scene, their phone records put them at the scene at that time.
Okay, so right here, riding past the scene is.
We don't believe that's
Trying
what
to see,
that's
riding
not.
past, trying to see at the scene.
Let me hear
Well,
that.
she keeps saying scene and no one
I
says
don't
scene.
know. Let me hear it again.
And Judge, I want to make clear, like the court is doing, the court can judge whatever is being said, whatever it is they're riding past to see or the scene, their phone records place them at the scene of the Shamel Drinks murder at the time that the call is made.
But Your Honor, this is the problem. The state keeps asserting things as fact. He said through the scene, and now I'm just pushing back moderately. And now it's like, well, we don't really know what was said. And Your Honor needs to know what was said to be able to judge it. And if the state doesn't know, they shouldn't be asserting as fact. This person said riding past the scene, if they don't know that's what's said. And my belief, and I'm not going to assert it as fact, but what I'm telling the court is after listening to that numerous times on my own and several times in court now, I'm not hearing scene.
Okay.
And I don't think anyone else is.
I don't know. Let me hear it again.
I'm gonna go get a meal. What y'all niggas go get a fill up. Gotta get a fill up, right? Yeah.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Alright, down here. Yeah, well. Right past trying to see. Yeah.
Trying to see.
You need to be on the gun here, shot. What's on with you? We right here down here. Yeah, well. Right past trying to see. I'm gonna go get a meal. What y'all niggas go get a fill up. Yeah, well. Right past trying to see. I'm gonna go get right past trying to see. I'm gonna go get a meal. What y'all niggas go get a fill up.
I mean, I don't know what he's saying, but they're talking about, I mean, it's
A little,
never is saying I need a ride, right?
a little
It's saying-
context.
No, not right there, but before then. And they're saying, why don't you ride with the person that you started out with? And they're trying to figure out where each other is, right?
He's asking, where are you? And he said, riding right here, riding past the scene, trying to see, either way you look at it, that the point at which he is
What's this?
saying
Two
that,
different things?
yes, they are trying to apprise each other's location, and that
Look at Doug.
person
Look
right
at
there
Doug.
saying that he is riding past his phone.
Look at
puts
Doug.
him
It's a deja
at the-
vu.
That he right here riding past the scene, trying to see, either way you look at it, that the point at which he is saying that, yes, they are trying to apprise each other's location, and that person right there saying that he is riding past his phone puts him at the place where Shamel Drinks was murdered at that moment.
I'm hearing, and I think everyone else is hearing over here, riding past around the city. Okay, around the city.
I mean,
And-
maybe he is saying around the city, if they've got something that's gonna.
I don't believe, well, they just
It
said,
doesn't, I mean, it honestly doesn't matter whether he's saying riding around the city or riding past the scene, when what they're trying to do is communicate with each other about what's going down between them right after they have allegedly shot and killed somebody.
well, it's 4 hours after Mr. Drinks was shot. The context of all this meeting up is to go to the studio. That's the part that the state's not playing. They're all going to a music studio. And so I hear who they're saying is Mr. Boyer, fussing at it seems that fussing, someone should have gotten a ride with someone else, and he's fussing with that, and he's asking, where you at now? And he says, riding around the city. There's nothing conspiratorial or anything else about that. But my bigger concern is we just have the situation where, like, if Mr. Garlington really said, I'm riding around past the scene, that would be some damning evidence. So we just shouldn't be throwing that out without knowing that's what's said.
All right, well, I'm not gonna let them hand the jury a transcript of this call that says that, because I don't think, I mean, it's up for debate what it says. I don't think, y'all don't agree, I don't agree. Who knows what it says? But I mean, it could very well be a part of a conspiracy, and they could be meeting up at the studio to figure out what it is that they're gonna do next. That's not for me to determine. That is part of their theory. They can present this evidence in support of that theory. Whether the jury buys it or not will be up to the jury. But it is this I'm going to admit.